Welcome students. I am Dr. Vikas Sivas, Assistant Professor in Department of Mathematics and Statistics. Today's lecture is regarding Fourier series. This topic belongs to the course Math 105 of BTech students in College of Basic Agriculture, Engineering and Technology. So, the outlines of today's lecture are as we start with basic preliminaries and then we move to our main course Fourier series, and then in last we ask some basic questions which get arose from the theory of Fourier series. So, start with preliminaries. The founder of this Fourier series was Joseph Fourier. Actually, he was working initially on heat equation, and the solution for heat equation was not known. In particular cases, when heat equation is sine wave or cos wave, then solutions were known. So, he tried to represent his heat wave as sum of sine waves and cosine waves, so that later he can write the solution for heat equation as the linear combination of solutions of corresponding solutions of sine wave and cosine waves. So, this was the motivation behind development of this series representation of periodic functions. So, this is what actually Fourier series is doing. Fourier series represent periodic functions as sum of sine and cosine waves. So, we can say sum of trigonometric waves. This sum can be infinite also, or the same thing we can say Fourier series represent a periodic signal as sum of simple signals of different frequencies. So, before moving to Fourier series representation, we first do some preliminaries which include periodic function. Periodic function, mathematically we can define if there exists some p such that f of x plus p is equal to f x. So, the graph of periodic function repeats after p length. So, if p is period, we can also say 2p, 3p and any np is also period. Why? Because if graph repeats after p length, the same graph repeats after 2p length also. The smallest period we define as fundamental period. Here we are only interested in period and not in fundamental period. One of the important property of periodic function is that if two functions f and g both are periodic with period p, then their linear combination af plus bg is also periodic with same period. So, we can see, for example, if f x is cos x, this is the graph for the function cos x which is 2 pi periodic. We another plot a graph g x function which we have taken sin 3x shown in the red color. Both are, so sin 3x is 2 pi by 3 periodic actually, the fundamental period is 2 pi by 3, but 2 pi is multiple of 2 pi by 3. So, we can assume that this gx is also 2 pi periodic. So, both functions are 2 pi periodic, and if we take their linear, we can represent different periods also. So, the green color is the one period 2 pi length, another 2 pi length, another 2 pi length. So, 3 cycles of 2 pi period. So, if we take their linear combination, for example, if we take 5 cos x plus 2 sin 3x, we get this function, this graph, which is again periodic with 2 pi period. You can see that the same graph repeats after 2 pi length. So, any two functions of same period, their linear combination is also periodic with same period. Another things we know that sin x cos x 2 pi periodic, sin nx cos nx, they are 2 pi by n periodic, but 2 pi periodic also we can say, since 2 pi is multiple of 2 pi by n. Constant function, the graph is horizontal line. So, we can take any real number as its period. Fundamental period for constant function does not exist. Every real number is period. 2 pi is also real number, we can assume the constant function is also 2 pi periodic. So, all these cos x, cos nx, sin nx, constant functions, all of them we can consider as 2 pi periodic. So, this new function a naught plus summation a n cos nx plus b n sin nx, this is linear combination of this kind of functions cos nx, sin nx and constant function, all of them are we can treat as 2 pi periodic. So, this function is also 2 pi periodic, and this is actually Fourier series representation of function. So, since this is 2 pi periodic, if this is representation of any function, that function is also 2 pi periodic. So, we move to the Fourier series representation now. So, this is Fourier representation of function f x, which is 2 pi periodic, and as we have already seen that this function linear combination of constant function cos n x and sin n x is also 2 pi periodic. So, this function should be 2 pi periodic. So, what is our aim if we want to represent any 2 pi periodic function in this way as a series representation of sine wave and cosine waves? Our aim is to find these coefficients only. If we are able to find a naught, a n and b n, Fourier series exist. These coefficients are called Fourier coefficients. These Fourier coefficients we can derive using the formula called Euler's formula, that a naught is 1 upon 2 pi integration f x dx, a n is f x cos n x integration and 1 upon pi times that integration. Similarly, b n is 1 upon pi times integration of f x sin n x. We can see from here. So, if we change the function, obviously this representation or these coefficients will get changed. So, these coefficients ultimately depend on the function f x. That is why this representation of these coefficients a n, a naught and b n all has f x in their expression. So, it depends on f x. So, we first prove that these are the coefficients if Fourier series for f x exist, and the proof depend on simple properties of trigonometric functions called orthogonal property. So, this collection of sets having constant function f x is equal to 1, having function cos x is equal to n x and cos x is equal to sin n x. So, this collection has 3 kind of functions: constant function, cos n x function and sin n x function. And orthogonal means if we take any two functions from this collection, integration of their product is 0. This is what we defined orthogonality of two functions. If you have two functions f and g, the integration of product of f and g should be 0. So, here we want to claim that this collection is orthogonal set. So, means if we take one function this and another function from sin n x type, then their product is 1 times sin n x and its integration should be 0. If you take one function this and another function from this collection cos n x, then also product is 1 times cos n x and this integration is 0. If you take one function of this type cos n x type, another function of this type sin m x, integration of their product is 0. If you take two functions of this type cos n x and cos m x, if they are different, means if n and m are not same, then also integration of product is 0, and if they are same, then this integration is equal to pi. Similar thing, if we take two functions of this type sin n x and sin m x, this product of integration is 0. So, we use these properties of, we will prove these properties also. It is very simple. We can see the first property, that integration of sine wave or cosine wave of any frequency, this n represent frequency of any frequency, this integration from in 2 pi period is 0. For example, for sin x, this is graph for sin x function, and as we know that integration means area under the curve. So, from minus pi to pi, we have some of the area is positive and some portion of area is negative, and these are equal also. So, same area with opposite magnitude. So, total if we add them, this will cancel out with this and total area is 0. If we take sin 2x with frequency 2 frequency, then also area above the x axis and area below the x axis is same, but of opposite sign. So, total area is 0. So, this integration is also 0. Similar for sin n x or cos n x with any frequency, this integration is 0. Now, to prove that if we take one of the function cos n x and another is sin m x, then its integration is also 0. So, from this product to sum formula of trigonometric functions, cos n x sin m x is equal to half of sin n plus m x plus half of sin n minus mx. So, if we convert this integral in this form from product to sum, and we see here this is sin and some frequency n plus m frequency x sin nx type, and this integration we have already proved that sin for any n is 0, this integration is 0. So, here this term is 0, this term is also 0, the sin n minus m, for example, if n is 7, m is 3, so it is sin 4x, the integration is 0, both terms are 0. Similarly, cos nx and cos mx, so of same type, cos nx type, the integral get reduced in these two integrals, this term is always 0, the same property that cos nx is 0 for all n from 1 to infinity. This term is also 0 for almost all n and m except when n and m are same. If n and m are same, then this becomes 0, cos of 0. Cos of 0 is 1, and then integral of 1 from minus pi to pi is length of the integration limits. This is 2 pi, and 2 is cancelled out with this 2, and we are left with pi only. So, if m and n are same, then this integral is pi. If they are different, then integral is 0. Similar thing happens if we take sin nx, sin mx, it reduced in cos n minus m minus cos n plus mx. This term is always 0, this term is only non-zero if n is and m are same. When n and m are same, this again becomes cos 0, which is 1, and 2 pi, 2 cancel out with 2, and we left with pi. So, this is what we proved, orthogonality of the collection constant function 1, functions of type cos nx, functions of type sin mx. Now, we use these properties to prove that Fourier coefficients are actually equal to this representation. A naught is 1 upon 2 pi times integration of f x dx, a n is 1 upon pi times integral of f x times cos nx, and b n is f x times sin nx integral and then multiply with 1 upon pi. So, we start with a naught. So, if f x, if this is the Fourier series representation of the function f x, and we simply integrate it from minus pi to pi. So, the integration of this equal to integration of this plus integral of this plus integral of this and this summation. So, this term we have already calculated, that with any frequency cos nx and sin nx both this integral is 0. So, this term, this summation term is 0, only this item is left. So, a naught is constant, we can take outside, and integral of 1 dx is from minus pi to pi is 2 pi. So, this becomes 2 pi times a naught, and this 2 pi if we send in left hand side, it becomes a naught is equal to 1 upon 2 pi times integral of f x dx. So, this is what we have written here, the coefficient a naught is 1 upon 2 pi times integral f x dx. Similar, if in this Fourier series, if we multiply first with cos nx and then integrate from minus pi to pi. So, we multiply this f x with cos nx, a naught multiply with cos nx, this term we multiply with cos nx, and this term also we multiply with cos nx, and then integrate from minus pi to pi. Here I have used m instead of n, but the output is same, since the values of n are also varying from 1 to infinity, here the values of m are varying from 1 to infinity. So, this integral is 0. This integral is also 0, sin and cos, if they are different, then for all values of m and n, this integral is 0. This is also 0 for cos function for any frequency, and this function is also 0 except when m and n are same. So, when this value of m varying from 1 to infinity, when this value of m reaches up to value n, then this become a n cos nx, and this integral as we calculated earlier, if they are same, then this is pi. So, a n pi, why a n? Because when value m reaches n, then this is non-zero. So, m is equal to n, it becomes a n cos nx, this is pi a n. So, pi move to left hand side, a n is 1 upon pi times integral f x cos nx dx. Similarly, if we multiply this Fourier series with sin nx and integrate minus pi to pi, multiply each term with sin nx, this integral 0, this is 0, this becomes non-zero only if m is equal to n, this m value becomes n, then this is pi and this becomes then bn, pi bn. So, bn is 1 upon pi times this function. This is what we call Euler formula. So, ultimately we have proved that this function, if this function f(x) has Fourier series representation in this way, the coefficients are related or coefficient are related with the f(x) function in this way, or we can calculate coefficients in this way. Let us do one example. If we have function x minus x square and we defined it as a periodic function from minus pi to pi. So, we defined this function only in the domain minus pi to pi and then we repeat the graph in both sides. So, for this function a naught is calculated by the formula 1 upon pi integration f(x) dx. A n is we multiply function with cos nx and integrate and multiply with 1 upon pi, we get this is a n. So, this is simple mathematical calculation. Bn by Euler formula multiply with the function x minus x square with sin nx and then integrate and then multiply with 1 upon pi, we get this is Bn. So, we calculate the starting values of a1, a2, a3, a4 and b1, b2, b3, b4 and put them in the series representation, this series representation a naught, a n and b n values here. We get this is Fourier series representation of function x minus x square. We can see by graph also. This graph, the blue line is the graph for function x minus x square, which is periodic 2 pi periodic, from minus pi to pi we defined this function and then we repeat the graph. And if we take n is equal to 2, here n is equal to 2, we are taking only starting 2 terms for n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 2. Then this series representation, right hand side is represented by red line. So, this is when n is equal to 2. If we increase n, for example, if we take n is equal to 10, then this red line represent Fourier series of function x minus x square, taking partial sum up to terms n is equal to 10. So, if we increase n, this approximation gets better and better. Okay, so, this was Fourier series. So, now we discuss some natural questions which arise from this Fourier series representation. Then few of them are, does all functions have Fourier series expansion? So, answer is obviously no. Why? Because the right hand side was 2 pi periodic. So, any function if we represent that in that way, that function should be 2 pi periodic. So, at least periodic. So, all functions cannot have. Another is this the only way to represent a function as series sum? Third is, can we represent non-periodic functions using sine wave and cosine waves? The sine wave and cosine waves are periodic. Can we represent some non-periodic function using these? So, we will answer all of these questions one by one. The first question, does all have Fourier series expansion? So, answer is no, all functions cannot have, only periodic functions and not all periodic. Tangent x is also periodic, but does not have Fourier series representation, should be bounded also, and this is also not sufficient. Periodic plus bounded is also not sufficient. Sin 1 by x is function which does not have Fourier series representation, sin 1 by x, which is periodic and bounded. So, there is some sufficient condition for the functions to have Fourier series representation. This sufficient condition is by Dirichlet, called Dirichlet condition, that if function is periodic, single valued and finite, finite means bounded. So, periodic, single valued and bounded. Second, the function has finite number of discontinuities and it has at the most finite number of maxima and minima. This maxima and minima means function have finite number of vibrations. Then this function must have Fourier series representation. The second question, is this the only way to represent a function as series sum? No, any set of functions which form a complete orthonormal system have a corresponding series representation, and these Bessel functions of first kind Legendre polynomials, they are complete orthonormal system. So, we can represent functions in term of Jn and Pn's also. This is not orthonormal system, but even though we can represent infinitely times differentiable functions as polynomial kind of sum called Taylor series. We have expressions for e raised to power x sin x using 1 x and x square and so on, called Taylor series. So, there are many ways to represent a function as series sum. This is not unique. The third question was, can we represent non-periodic functions using sine and cosine waves? Why this question arises? Because the sine wave and cosine waves are periodic. Can we represent non-periodic functions? Yes, this is also possible, but not as sum of the sine and cosine functions, using integral called Fourier integral representation and Fourier transformation, which represent non-periodic functions using sine and cosine waves. Now, we summarize what we have done in today's lecture. First, we derived the Fourier series expansion for 2 pi periodic functions. Then we derived Euler formula for the coefficients of this Fourier series expression using orthogonality property of trigonometric functions, and discussed some basic questions regarding the series representation of functions. Thank you.